This is Joe's GE. It's our white room here, and we're going to be doing a Studio 3 wireless review. Best part about what we do is we're not just going to tell you about what's in the box, we're going to tell you what's inside the headphones. It pairs the same way like a Studio 3, also has the same technology as a Powerbeats 3, a Beats X, and a Solo 3, which is really awesome, where they have the W1 chip, really efficient interior with really fashionable exterior. So let's take a look what's in the box. We have screwed around with it a little bit already, and we're pretty excited to see that Beats is kind of stepping up their game. One really interesting thing about this is, even though Beats is owned by Apple, they actually reduced the MSRP on this down to $349 rather than $379, which is not very like Apple to do something like that. But it is a little more affordable nowadays. We're going to be providing these for about half the value as usual on our website, joesge.com, in the future. But this is just going to be a great review. You guys can get some insight on what it looks like, what it sounds like, and I'll give you some information. So what's cool about this specific thing is we looked at it as a team. We're like, hey, what's the coolest color? We found that gray and gold looks really awesome. And what they do is they have an interior that's kind of like a light tan color with nice gold hinges. We've done a couple one-offs with the Studio 2 wireless and actually look really cool as well. So we're happy that Studio 3s have that cool color combination. So it's a really nice compact box. In the previous years, they used to have a larger box for the Studio 2. They compacted this and made it, really nice looking. They got this nice gold logo here. When you open it up, it's like a beautiful present, really. So you see here, change the way you hear sound. Beats mantra right there. Got a nice little red tab here for a little extra flair. Open this up. We have the Beats case, and this is a little bit different case. Most Beats cases are kind of a vinyl. This is still a vinyl, but it has a leather look, which is kind of different. We're gonna open this up, and inside are these beautiful things. You can see the case here. These are the Studio 3s. You'll be able to tell if it's a Studio 3 if it says Studio 3 on the right hinge right here on the exterior. If you look on the inside, what's unique about this model, it doesn't actually have a model on the inside of the right hinge. It does still have a serial number. And once you plug these into the Beats updater, you'll be able to update any firmware that Beats may be having or may be producing in the future. So this is how they look. As you guys can see, you got the gold hinges. This is just one of the models, of course. You got kind of like the tan interior here. Really cool color combination with kind of like a smoke slate gray on the outside. Nice matte finish. And Beats is still using the micro USB charger cable right here. This still does have the 560 milliamp battery, which is exactly like the Studio 2 wired and wireless. The battery life on this can last up to 40 hours, but it only lasts up to 40 hours on wired mode. It will not last 40 hours on wireless mode. So you have to make sure that you use a wire. If you're going to be traveling, you want to use it, and that's the best way to make the battery last much longer. The biggest reason why these are different is based off two things: the interior boards and the technology they use for the noise cancellation. The noise cancellation here is an active noise cancellation, but not only an active, it's a pure noise cancellation. What does that really mean? It's a magical term, it's a bunch of crap really, but pure noise cancellation is active noise cancellation that hears what's coming from the outside and then putting that through the system and then blocking out enough noise. So after a couple of seconds, what happens is when there's a louder noise outside, it will react and automatically make the noise cancellation much better. That way you don't hear that sound. It takes a couple of seconds to process it. At the same time, this does make music files much better as well, as a technology built in for that. So there's a couple new things that are magical and some Apple stuff going on. You can really tell the influence of Apple into Beats, which we're really excited about dealing with Beats that way. Alright, so let's take off these stickers and see what's going on. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so they got the gold logo, up volume, down volume, pause, play. Power button still on the right side right here. Fold it. It's pretty much the same weight as a Studio 2 wireless. We also did a decibel test on this. So it turns out that the Studio 3s are about 85 decibels and the Studio 2s are about 90 decibels. So what we think is going on there is the noise cancellation is actually dimming some of the sound loudness out, but it's making sure that the sound quality is clear and it's just more of a rich, clear, beautiful sound rather than a muddy sound, which Beats has been aggressively going after. So I don't know if it's a shift in the company or just this specific model, but that's the thing we did notice. and we did a little bit further investigation on that. So we did take these apart. The board on the inside is very similar to the board on a Studio 2 wireless, except for it has the W1 chip built into it. The chip is making this significantly more efficient and has all that magical technology going on as well. The parts that you need to use, you can actually fit Studio 2 wireless parts on a Studio 3 wireless, which is also super cool. We're interested in kind of swapping things around and making them sexy looking, so it's really good for us to know that as we tore this down and took a look at the interior of this. Alright, I'm just going to connect this really quickly to my phone. This connects very simply with the W1 chip. All you got to do is press the power button on your phone, on the headphones, for 3 seconds. Once you do that, you're going to see that it's going to start pairing. Once it's flashing, you'll see a light on the left side as well flashing. You'll see a connection right there. We're going to connect. When we connect, it's going to tell us the fuel gauge. It's going to have a pair of beads just rotating and floating in the midst of a white screen. And once you're done, you're done. So we're going to jam some music right now. Really the best part about this, it's a little bit cheaper to buy, and two, the fact that the noise cancellation is advanced. It's a significantly more advanced noise cancellation, and we're excited to bring Studio 3s onto ours. If you need these repaired, we can already fix them, so you'll see some links in our bio. Alright. Matt, what do you think about the Studio 3s when you tried them out?
They sound really nice.
They sound really nice?
They sound like super nice.
What do they sound like?
They sound, like you said, they sound a lot more clear than the Studio 2s. The Studio 2s sounded really muddy. The Studio 3s are like really, they sound actually like a real solid audiophile type headphone. Like they're a lot more clear, and for pianos and stuff, they sound really nice. They used to kind of like muddy that out, but yeah. No, I like them a lot more, and the noise canceling is so great. You can like snap right next to your head, and you can't hear anything. On the Studio 2s, the noise canceling it seemed to do that much even. On the Studio 3s, it's much better. You can't hear anything. Like somebody yells next to you, and it's just nothing. So it's pretty nice.
So I just have my headphones on. I have no idea what Matt just said. That's how good. That's how good the noise cancellation is.
He's just staring. That would explain
about that. I don't know what you're saying, Matt.
That would explain the blank.
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Give it about 15 seconds. I'm gonna get into the groove here. One really interesting thing we also saw in the interior here is the Studio 2 wireless. One main problem it had is the speakers. The ring on the speaker drive would blow out. But they've actually already thought about this issue, and they beveled the speaker housing for the Studio 3 wireless that way that the air cushion noise, the air cushion for being forced in would not cause that piece of plastic to kind of get pushed in. Really unique thing that they saw there was a manufacturer flaw and they automatically fixed it. So I was really fascinated by that. Alright. Oh yeah, I'm listening to some nice house music. It's very clear. It's significantly clearer than a typical Studio 2 wireless. I can work out with these. Not recommended though. Yeah, these definitely sound much clearer than a typical Studio 2 wireless if you compare something like that. I mean, it's amazing because the way they make the muffs, it goes right over the top of your ears. It's very comfortable, and you got this really clean, pure sound. And the fact that it blocks out all the external noise really nicely, it's going to allow for significantly better usage in any situation. You know, not just in like a lab or just in a studio. It's going to be great when you're walking on the streets and there's a fire truck driving by. You know, it's going to be able to block all that external noise out. So I'm happy. I'd rate this out of, if I had this, rate this out of a 10, I'd probably give this like an 8.5, 9, kind of in that area from the Beats product. It's pretty awesome. This is 2 thumbs up on the Studio 3 wireless, and we're excited to review it. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, hit it up into our YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. We have awesome stuff always coming out. This is Joe with Joe's Gaming Electronics. You guys have an awesome day. Boom.
Boom.